Hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel Engineering Shiksha. In today's video, we will discuss bipolar BLDC drives. In the last video, we have discussed unipolar drives. It means current in every winding is in one direction, and at any time, only one winding is excited out of three windings, so BLDC motor is underutilized in the unipolar case. To enhance torque production of the BLDC machine, bipolar configuration of drives is used. So, let's start today's video. To understand the principle, let us consider three windings with 120 degree apart of BLDC machine, called as winding A, winding B, and winding C. All these windings have n numbers of turns. At some instant, winding A carrying I amount of current, and hence MMF produced by this winding is equal to N into I. And hence low torque production is recorded in spite of three windings available. If we bidirectionally excite all three windings, the torque production of machine can be improved. In this case, three windings are star connected, and winding A carrying I amount of current and remaining two windings carrying I by 2 amount of current. In that case, resultant MMF will be increased from 1 per unit to 1.5 per unit. Due to resultant MMF as shown in this diagram, torque production is also increased from 1 per unit to 1.5 per unit. It is always beneficial to excite all windings simultaneously. Now let us see the inverter structure of bipolar BLDC drives. This inverter has three additional switches as compared to unipolar BLDC drives. A, B, C terminals of inverter are connected to A, B, C terminal of three-phase stator winding of BLDC machine. Here, inverter operates in 120 degree mode, that means each switch is turned on for 120 degree duration. At any instant, if I amount of current entering in A winding, then I by 2 amount of current leaving from the other two windings. The three-phase stator windings are placed 120 degree in space. The rotor of this machine is permanent magnet. In this case we have assumed two-pole rotor structure. In addition, we have 6 optical encoders that have 6 phototransistors placed with 60 degree apart as shown here. The rotor is also attached with a disc, which has half opaque region that is non-transparent, and half of the region is transparent and allow the light to pass through. When phototransistor covered by an opaque region, it gives low signal, and when it encounters light due to transparent region, it gives a high signal. Due to physical arrangement of phototransistor, at any given time 3 phototransistors are turning on and giving signal 1. At present situation, PT1, PT2 and PT3 are providing signal 1. When rotor moves further 60 degree in a clockwise direction, then PT2, PT3, and PT4 will be uncovered and generating high signal. Similarly, we can write down the phototransistor sequence after each 60 degree interval. To energize the stator pole, inverter terminal A is connected to winding A of stator pole. Terminal B is connected to winding B of stator pole and terminal C is connected to winding C of stator pole. Here phase A is connected to transistor T1 and T4, phase B is connected to transistor T3 and T6, and phase C is connected to T5 and T2. To get maximum torque production, angle between permanent magnet and stator magnetic field should be 90 degrees. In the present rotor position, stator MMF should be along the winding A direction. For that case, winding A carry I amount of current and remaining two phases should be carry minus I by 2 current. For positive current, winding A should be connected to positive DC bus and remaining two winding should connected to negative DC bus. Now, resultant MMF is 3 by 2 times along the direction of winding A with polarity as shown. For clockwise rotation, PT1 is connected to transistor T6, PT2 to T1, PT3 to T2, and so on. In the rotor position shown, PT1, PT2 and PT3 are uncovered and hence transistor T6, T1 and T2 are turning on. Transistor T1 connect winding A to positive DC bus, and hence carries I amount of current in a positive direction, while transistor T6 and T2 connect remaining two winding to negative DC bus, and carry minus I by 2 amount of current. Now due to this stator winding currents, resultant MMF is generated. The south pole of this resultant MMF attracts rotor and pole and rotor start to moves in the clockwise direction. After 30-degree clockwise rotation, PT1 is covered by opaque region and PT4 is uncovered. So transistor T6 is off and T3 is turning on. So in the present rotor position, T1, T2 and T3 is turning on. Now, only winding C is connected to negative DC bus through transistor T2, and carrying minus I amount of current. Remaining two windings carry positive I by 2 current. The resultant MMF is along the negative direction of winding B as shown, and hence rotor continue to rotate and end pole of the permanent magnet attract by the south pole of stator MMF with this new location. Now, after 60-degree rotation of the rotor, PT2 is covered by an opaque region and PT5 is uncovered. So transistor T1 is off and T4 is turning on. In that situation, winding B is connected to positive DC bus and carries I amount of current. Remaining two winding is connected to negative DC bus and carry minus I by 2 amount of current. Stator resultant MMF is also shifted to another 60 degree in space. After every 60-degree interval, state of sequence is changed and stator MMF changes its position in space and permanent magnet rotor try to catch this MMF. In a summary, 60-degree rotation makes one of the phototransistors to be on and one of the phototransistors to be off. The state change shifts stator MMF to be 60 degree in clockwise direction in space, and permanent rotor try to catch this MMF and rotates continuously.